6:48 right now, time for the morning rush. We are getting a look at the timeline of Monday's shooting in Farmington provided by police. A Ring camera caught who police say is 18-year-old Bo Wilson walking along a northeast Farmington neighborhood. In the span of 10 minutes, they say that Wilson killed 3 elderly women in their vehicles. Investigators say that Wilson also shot at least 6 homes and wounded 6, including 2 police officers.
The suspect in a high-profile December murder is in custody this morning. Police responded to a call about a person with a gun that matched 16-year-old Isaiah Espinosa, who was wanted for the December murder of Jada Gonzalez at a Westside house party. Police say they came into contact with a vehicle with 4 people, including Espinosa. The 4 jumped out of the car trying to run away. That's when a detective says they shot one of the teens who had a gun. That teen is in the hospital this morning.
A 19-year-old Artesia woman has pleaded not guilty to murder charges. It's after being accused of leaving her newborn baby inside of a hospital trash bin. Investigators say Alexi Treviso went to the emergency room in January for back pain. Hospital staff say that she then locked herself inside of a bathroom where she gave birth to a live baby boy. But by the time that the boy was found, investigators say he had died from a lack of oxygen. Yesterday, a judge ruled that Treviso should be released ahead of trial. Erica.
And here's a look at our school day forecast. This morning is comfortable. You shouldn't need too many layers, and by the afternoon we will be warm, but we will be seeing showers and thunderstorms popping up by the mid-afternoon. Could impact the afternoon bus stop.
An Albuquerque man accused of beating his wife to death is walking free after taking a plea deal. 42-year-old Christy Rivera died in May of 2021. Her husband, Jerome Gutierrez, was initially charged with the murder. Yesterday, he struck a deal with the state, pleading guilty to aggravated battery on a household member with great bodily harm.
After narrowly missing last year's devastating wildfire, a couple in northern New Mexico is now saying goodbye to their home for the last 35 years. Last week, they watched as the Las Tuces fire burned it down in a matter of minutes. On top of losing their cabin, the fire also destroyed their shop and barn, while the owner was able to grab all of her animals before having to escape the property herself.
Officials say Native Americans are being targeted and transported across state lines while being promised rehab services and other resources. According to the Albuquerque Journal, Gallup police are looking for 14 people who were reported missing over the past 18 months. Today, officials will talk about how they're working with law enforcement agencies to investigate those reports. Erica.
And here's a look at our threat index. It is high today, as we'll see heavy rain across the state, along with wind and hail possible in northeast New Mexico and some flash flooding in the mountains.
Well, students from Hot Springs High School in TRC, they are now the new winners of a year-long competition. The 2022-2023 InnoVenture Challenge called on participants to think like entrepreneurs and design some simple prototypes out of approved materials. 385 students took part in the preliminary rounds.
Insomnia will soon be added to the reason New Mexicans will be able to get a medical marijuana card. The Medical Cannabis Programs Advisory Board voted yesterday to add the sleep disorder to its list of qualifying conditions. There are now 30 qualifying conditions for a medical marijuana card, the most recent addition being anxiety disorder. Erica.
And here's a look at our traffic. Traffic maps are clear, no accidents or slowdowns to report. And here's a look over the Big I. It is a busy morning out there, and we're right on the edge of rush hour, so give yourself some extra time.
An alligator was spotted cooling off in the ocean at an Alabama beach. Beachgoers say the alligator was enjoying its time riding the waves, not hissing or being bothered by the people. Experts from the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources claim gator sightings in the Gulf of Mexico are common.
Time now for the 5 facts.
At number 5, students from Hot Springs High School in Truth or Consequences are the new winners of a year-long innovation competition. The 2022-23 InnoVenture Challenge called on participants to think like entrepreneurs and design simple prototypes out of approved materials. They had 4 weeks to produce the final products. 385 students participated in the preliminary rounds, and the finals were held at NMSU. This year's winners of the high school competition were called the Tech Gods.
At number 4, insomnia will soon be added to the reason that New Mexicans will be able to get a medical marijuana card. The Medical Cannabis Program Advisory Board voted yesterday to add the sleep disorder to its list of qualifying conditions. While recreational sales allow people over the age of 21 to buy marijuana, medical card holders are eligible for tax breaks. There are now 30 qualifying conditions for a medical marijuana card, the most recent addition being anxiety disorder.
And at number 3, we will see scattered showers and thunderstorms across the state today. There is a very good chance that we will see that across the metro area after around 3 to 4 p.m. So be sure to plan around that rain.
And number 2, the suspect in a high-profile December murder is in custody following a short foot chase and police shooting. Around 2 yesterday afternoon, police got a call about a person walking around, possibly with an assault rifle. APD says that person matched the description of 16-year-old Isaiah Espinosa, who was wanted for the December murder of Jada Gonzalez at a West Side house party. Police say that they did not initially find him, but around 5:30 in the evening, they came in contact with a vehicle near Silver and Adams. In that vehicle were 4 people, including Espinosa. Police say that the 4 jumped out of the car, trying to run away, and that's when a detective shot one of the teens. They say had a gun, rather. While that teen is in the hospital this morning, no officers were hurt, and Espinosa is being held at the Juvenile Detention Center. They also arrested a second person for narcotics charges, but have not yet identified them.
And number 1, we're getting a look at the timeline provided by Farmington Police showing how a mass shooter inflicted horrible damage in just 10 minutes. A ring camera in the neighborhood caught Bo Wilson walking along North Dustin in his northeast Farmington neighborhood at 10:56 Monday morning. Wilson was firing indiscriminately with 3 weapons. At 11:02, the first 2 officers arrived on scene. Both of them were wounded moments later. At 11:06, 4 Farmington police officers engaged Wilson. Now, during that shooting, police fired 16 rounds and killed the mass shooter. In the 10 minutes, Wilson killed 3 elderly women and shot 6.